So yes, we listen to some music. Nice. Let's get our bodies moving. Nice BTS. I think most of you know who they are. I know Thai people really like K-pop, so it's very good music. So we are busy with occupation. Yes, occupation. Let us see. Hey, where's my document now? Occupation. Yeah. Okay, so we were last time we talked about sewing. Now we are finished with sewing now. We're going to move on and look at different types of clothing and what different types of acts that we can do with the clothing. So this is a normal diagram of the 5 principles of how we take care of our clothes. We iron our clothes, yes, when we are finished washing and drying it. But first we have to wash it. Washing, drying, then ironing, then folding, and so on. So why do you think, can anyone tell me, why do you think we have to wash our clothes? Why should we wash our clothes? Can anyone tell me? Why do we need to wash our clothing? Does anyone have an idea why? Okay.
Because it's dirty.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's dirty. Very good. Very good. We can't wear the same clothing every day. Ew. No. We wear new pair of clothing every day. Why? Because our clothes can get dirty because of sweat, of dust, or stains from eating, like me. I always have stains on my clothing when I finished eating. And they should be washed and dried. So washing is just making sure it's clean. But you get different types of washing powder. You must always find the one that works for you. So washing clothes makes clothes cleaner, smell better, and also last longer. Because what happens if you don't wash your clothes? If you wear your one pants for 3 weeks every day, you can literally get out of your pants and put your pants on the table and they will stand up because of how dirty they are. And that dirt also makes the fabric softer and easier to tear. So your clothes can have holes or tears or just break easier if you don't wash them. If you wash them, you clean the fabric and it can breathe again and it's nice to wear. You put it on, you're like, this shirt smells nice. Don't even have to put on perfume or cologne. So in general, there are 2 methods of washing clothes, which are by hand washing or machine washing. Now, let me get you an example of a type of shirt that needs to be washed by hand. So if we look at hand washing, this is a shirt that I bought here in Thailand at Tesco. It is a traditional Thai shirt. Now these shirts, because of the fabric, we have to wash them by hand. If you put them in the washing machine, either the color will give off and go onto your white clothing, or you can damage the fabric if you wash it in the machine. So these type of shirts we wash with our hands. Nice. I also used to do that. I don't like washing with my hands because I always get blisters here from rubbing it clean. I don't like washing with my hands. So advantages and disadvantages. What is the good and the bad for washing with your hand and machine. So let's look. The good things for washing with your hand. You save water and electricity. Remember with the machine.
If you have low boss and you think it's garbage,
if you wash with your hands, you save water and electricity. Why? Because the washing machine takes a lot of water. Because it has to fill up the whole machine with water. So it's a lot of water that you have to use. Plus you have to plug it into the wall. So it uses electricity, the machine. The second one, for hand washing, you save money from buying a washing machine. So you do not have to buy one. Now a good washing machine can be maybe from 5,000 baht up to 20,000 baht. So it becomes expensive to buy it. Plus then you have to pay every month for more water and more electricity. Number 3, hand washing makes clothes clean because you can focus on the stain. So if you have a stain here, you can wash it until the stain is gone. The machine just washes all the clothing. It doesn't care if there's stains or not. It just washes everything. And number 4, it also makes your clothes last longer because it doesn't get thrown around the machine that much, and your buttons sometimes can get ripped off, and there's a lot of things that can happen in the machine. Just a moment. Okay, and the advantages, the good things for having a washing machine, it's less effort. You don't have to sit and wash everything by hand. You just put it in the machine, press a button, and voila, it's washing. It saves time, a lot less time that you have to use while standing there. Because you can just put the machine on and then you can go and drink your tea outside and wait for it to finish. And it also takes less time to dry because the washing machine rinses the clothing afterwards and takes out the excess water. The clothing will still be a little bit wet, but it will be more dry compared to the hand washing. So this is the advantages for the two. Now, what is the bad part of hand washing? It requires effort and time. So you have to put a lot of effort sitting there with your hands, wash this.
ความจริงแล้วตอนแรกห้องน้ำนั้นไม่มีหรอกแต่ต่อมาเขาเพิ่งสร้างเองเพราะงั้นก็จะมีคนมาใช้เยอะเพราะใช้เยอะเท่านั้นแหละมันก็ลด
English in the class. If you want to speak, you speak English. Otherwise, you wait for the class.
Okay.
You speak. So you have a lot of time and effort you have to spend there washing each piece of clothing, and then you have to rinse it with the water, and you have to dry, wring it, and you have to go hang it. And it takes longer for them to dry because we have to dry it by hand and then put it on the washing line to dry further. And what is the bad things about having a washing machine? It requires a lot of water and electricity. You have to spend money to buy it. And it may not wash some parts of clothes, such as the collars or your armpits. You might still have stains because it doesn't always clean 100% everything. Let's look at this young lady here. What is she telling us? The washing method chosen depends on how convenient it is, how much time you have, and how much money you can afford to spend. That's a very good thing to say. If you are lazy and you have some money, you just buy a washing machine. But if you want to save your money and maybe go on holiday, then you can wash by hand and take a little bit of extra time and just wash it by hand. So what will we need if we want to wash with our hands?
soap.
We need soap. Yes, very good. We need soap. What else?
Water.
Water. Very good. What else? You need a bowl or a dish to wash the clothing in because you're washing with your hand. So you put the water in the bowl and then you put some soap, you mix the water and then you put your clothing inside. So yes, we need
And
soap,
towel.
water, a bowl. So far, 3 things. Let's look at the first one, bowl. Bowls are used to hold water and detergent while clothes are being washed. So it holds the water in the bowl while you wash it. Wash, wash, wash. They are also used for carrying washed clothes to the clothes drying line or the washing line. And bowls should be washed and dried before storing them indoors. Yes, we always have to rinse and wash everything we used properly. The second one is detergent, washing powder, or soap. Any three, they have different words, same meaning. So detergents are used for washing out dirt on clothes. The detergent should be mixed with water in the suggested ratio on the box or the container. So they tell us we have to look at the box and say, oh, okay, you must only put this little bit for this much water. But do you know what I do? I just throw it in there and I just mix it. And then I see if it looks good or not. Sometimes you just do it by feeling. Also okay. So you put your clothes in for washing. The detergent should be kept in a sealed container. Yes, to protect it from moisture. Detergents doesn't like a lot of moisture. And Thailand, being very humid, has a lot of moisture. So for us looking at these detergents and bowls, once you've mixed water and detergent in the bowl, you can put your clothing in there for 5 to 10 minutes just for it to soak and pull and absorb all that detergent water, and then you can start washing. Some might say we need brushes and baskets. All very compelling things. Let's look. A brush. Brushes are used for cleaning stains that are not able to be cleaned by regular washing. So you have these brushes and you just brush on the clothing with the soap water. You don't take this shirt that is dry and has a stain. I think this one actually has a stain on it. Yes. Yeah, this shirt has a stain by my thumb here. It is a little ink stain from last time I taught. So I cannot just put a brush and start brushing here. No, it has to be put in the soap water first, in the detergent water first. Once the shirt is soaked nicely, then you can brush it to get the stain out. But that stain will not come out. That's permanent marker, not coming out. So yes, and these stains are usually in areas such as your collar or under your armpit and your cuff. Your cuffs are these ones, your cuffs here, because the material on your cuffs and on your collar is a little bit more thick and robust compared to the rest of the shirt. So it takes a little bit longer to wash the stains out. So these brushes are also made of plastic. And there are two types. A soft brush is used for cleaning clothes made of thin fabric, while a hard brush is used with clothes that are made of a thick fabric. So thin is very small, thin, and thick is a bit thicker clothing. Right. Both types of brushes should be washed after use. Do you see what they say here? Always have to wash our equipment after we use it. If you don't wash it, it can become dirty and start smelling. The detergent might smell nice now, but leave it in the sun, in water for a couple of weeks. Let's see how it will smell then. The smell will change. It will start getting moldy. So always wash our brushes, wash our bowls, clean our baskets. So our basket is usually used to store our dirty clothing. So I also have a laundry basket. When I have to go shower, I take my clothing and I put it in the basket. Then I know these clothing inside the basket I have to wash because I have used them. Okay. And you can also use them to take them to a washing location. So I do not wash by hand a lot. Only some clothing I wash by hand. The rest I usually just put inside my basket, get on the motorbike and drive to a place where I can wash it. So the basket has a lot of function. It can help with carrying your clothing and also carrying it to the drying line, where you can have it in the basket and you take it out the basket and you hang it on the drying line or washing line. Baskets should be washed and dried before storing. See, everything we use, we have to wash. Why? It's because we have to clean it. If you have your dirty clothing in a basket the whole week, end of the week, you go wash it. Now your clothes are clean, but the inside of the basket is not clean because it had dirty clothing. Now you take your clean clothing out of the washing machine, back in the basket. No, now your clothing is already dirty because you didn't clean your basket. So it's important to clean everything we use. So here we have the process of washing by hand. Maybe I can give you an example. Just give me a second. I'll be back just now. Just hold on. 1 minute, I'll be back.
Why is so far quiet?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm back.
Are you back?
I'm back. Let me show you. Here I have my dish with some water inside. Here I have some detergent.
Soap.
Some soap. So unfortunately for me, I cannot read any Thai, so I don't know how many to put. So I just put by hand like this. Some soap. Not too much.
Yes.
Now we mix the water and the soap. And you can feel your hands will become soapy when you mix it. Yes.
Mix it.
Mix it. Yummy.
What?
Now you've
yummy.
mixed your water. Now you take your clothing. I don't think I have enough water. Where's my bottle of water? More water. I take our clothing and we put it inside. And we first make it a little bit wet.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have enough water here. It's okay. Now it's a little bit wet. Now, if you have a stain, you take your clothing by your hand. For example, let's do under the armpit. So you can take your clothing under the armpit in your water and you can clean it. Yes, clean it and rinse it and clean it and rinse it. Very easy. Make sure that you wash all the main parts, which is the difficult ones, your collar and the cuffs and the armpits is where all the stains go. Okay, I need to put more water in. It's not enough water. Just an example. So when you wash it, and when you are finished with it, you rinse it. You rinse it, and after you've rinsed it, then you hang it on the dryer. Okay. Now my hands are all soapy. All soapy. So let's see if I did the process correct. So first, you have to wash your white clothing and your colored clothing in different bowls. Why? Because if you wash by hand, some of the clothing like this tie shirt is quite yellow. Some of the color can go into the water if you wash it a lot. And then if you use a white shirt, that white shirt will become yellow as well. A very bad looking yellow. So we keep white clothing separate and colored clothing separate. So we wash them in different bowls. So you pour detergent into clean water. Yes, we did it. And then dissolve it by using your hands. Yes, by mixing the water so the soap dissolves. I did that as well. Number 3, wash the clothes in the soapy water. Leave them in the soapy water for 10-15 minutes before washing. Yes, I didn't do that now. I also don't have enough water. I'll wash the shirt after the class. And you leave them for a little bit just to soak in the water and to absorb some of the detergent or soap. And then you start washing it. You see the technique there. Very good technique. Or you can use a brush to clean out the stains. So when you have finished washing your clothing, what do we do then? What will we do then? Wring the clothing out. Now wring, you can see on picture number 5. Yeah. Okay. Now first we have to rinse. Sorry. Excuse me. First we have to rinse the clothing in clean water. So it's better to have more than one bowl. One with the soapy water and one with clean water. So we rinse it a couple of times until the clothing doesn't feel soapy anymore when all the soap is gone. Then we take it and we tie it as tight as possible to squeeze all the excess, all the rest of the water. We squeeze it out. And then once we've done that and we have gotten rid or removed most of the water, then we put the clothing on the washing line in order to dry. Is everyone still with me? So easy 5 steps. Only seems very easy. Just 5 steps to wash clothing. But go wash some clothing, it is quite hard work if you have a lot of clothing. If you only have your clothing to wash, it's not a lot. But what if, let's say, mom or dad wants to wash clothing and you have 3 kids, then you have to wash clothing for 5 people. It can become a lot. If you think about it, I wash my clothing once a week. So that's 7 shirts, 7 pants, 7 underpants. That's 21 pieces of clothing. Now, if you have 5 people, that's 21 times 5. So that's going to be a lot of pieces of clothing that you'll have to wash. So that's why people that live in families don't wash once a week. They wash maybe some clothing once a day, different clothing, or every other day they do some washing. Otherwise, it becomes too much and it takes some time to wash it properly. You don't want to rush and wash it fast. No, you want to take your time. Make sure you clean it. You don't want to wear dirty clothing. No, you will smell bad. Here's a tip for you. In order to save water and be friendly to the environment, like we spoke in science this morning, follow the suggestions below. Avoid throwing wastewater from washing clothes into rivers, ditches, and canals, because the phosphates in the detergent could cause pollution. So I know some people live in very poor areas around the world, and they use the rivers to wash their clothing. Now, that river is home to fish and home to living things. If you put soap in the water, the fish can't breathe properly, and they will eventually die. They become poisoned by pollution. If you don't believe me, go take a bottle of water, take a little bit of water out and put some soap in there. Then you shake it and then drink it. See if it tastes nice. It does not taste nice. So if we don't want to drink soapy water, why do we give the water to the fish? Why do we put it in some rivers are used for people as drinking water? Now you wash your clothing in the water. Now no one can drink the water. So try and find a drain where you can throw it into when it goes to the sewage system, or throwing the water down the toilet to clean the toilet. Maybe after you used it, it will go back into the recycling of water and back to our drinking water. So do not throw it into a river or a canal. Sometimes you see it's a lot of, especially in Petswoord, there's a lot of small rivers and canals in town. You don't see people washing their clothing there because there's a lot of fish that live there. And if we don't care about the fish, we will do it. But it's good to care because some people live off fish. Some people use the fish to eat. So if you put your dirty water in the water where the fish is living, and then the fish dies, what fish are you going to eat? So it's important. We always need to try and take care of our environment. And number 2, use water from the last rinse to water plants or clean the house. So in my country I lived in for a long time, in Namibia, which is just north of South Africa, it is a desert country. It's the country with the oldest desert in the world. So we cannot shower 2 times a day. It's too much. We don't have enough water. There's not enough rain. Like now in Thailand, there's floods in Thailand. In Namibia, there's no floods, there's droughts. Dry areas where there's no water. So what we do is we'll take a bowl like this, and when you open the water to wait for it to become hotter, you put the bowl and you fill the water in here. And when the water is a good temperature, you close the water and you take your bowl, you put it to the side. Then you quickly shower, quickly, and you take this water and you either use it to rinse yourself, or you go and give it to the plants because it's clean water, not this one with the soap. No, you use clean water. And that helps to stop wasting water. Because if you open the tap and you just stand there in the shower like this all day, 10 minutes, a lot of water being wasted. So we open, we get wet, we close, we wash. We open the water, rinse, close it. Not to use a lot, because we do not have a lot. In Thailand, I can shower 5 times a day because of the tropical environment. A lot of rain, a lot of water around us. But if you look at the northeast of Thailand, northeast, yes, also had some droughts a couple of years ago, some very bad droughts. So yes, water is very valuable, and we try not to waste it because it is one of the main things we need to live, like we saw this morning in science. Okay. Let me just see the next page. Okay, we'll do the top part, the automatic washing machine first, and that will be all for today then, for occupation. So here at the bottom, 1.2, washing clothes using a machine. In another way to wash clothes. Obviously, we have 2 ways, by hand, by machine. Washing machine, there are 2 types of washing machines. You get an automatic one or a semi-automatic. Each have different shape, function, and features. So let's look, what is the difference between automatic and semi-automatic? Why does this one look like a toaster for bread? Not a good picture. Not a good picture. Number one, automatic washing machines. What is its features? What can it do? A single wash cylinder with buttons. So you can see here on the machine itself, it has some buttons and also a cylinder in front here with the knobs to change the settings. And this one is a front loader. You put it in the front. This one is a top loader. You put the clothes from the top. So with buttons, knobs, and a touch screen to set a program for washing. So you can set up your machine to tell it, okay, I want you to wash these clothing for this long and at this speed. And for other clothing, wash it at this speed for this long. You can change it. They are available in both front and top loading styles. Now, front and top loading just means how do you put your clothing in? Like this machine here, you pull the door open on this side and you put the clothing in from the front. Okay, but some other machines, you open it at the top and you put your clothing in from the top. So this one is a front loader. If you put it from the top, is a top loader. So that's just small difference there. What is the functioning? The washing process can be started and then washing is done all the way through, spinning once at the beginning. This type of machine requires a good water supply throughout the washing process, and it is recommended to be aware of the weight of clothes. That is based on the size limit. So don't overload your machine. The thing with these machines is if you turn it on, you cannot open it until it is completed. Some of the machines, like the one I had back home, if you want to open it, you literally have to break the door to open it. So you have to wait for it to finish. Okay. So next week we'll carry on with the semi-automatic machines, the semi-automatic ones. We'll do the automatic and semi-automatic again next week. So, but I'll do this one next week as well. Not going to do it now because the time is catching us a little bit. Time's going to catch us. So, can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what did we speak about today? What did we speak about in occupation today? Oh, now everyone is silent. What did we talk about? Come on, who can tell me? What did we talk about?
Washing, of course.
Washing. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Leon. Well done. We talk about washing our clothes. At least I know that one student listened, so that's good. That's good. Okay. We are finished now for occupation. I will see you guys this afternoon for health class. So you have a little bit of a time to break now and have some other classes in between. But I will see you in the next class this afternoon. So have a good day. See you later. Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.